Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am not often on tea and toast anymore, but I fancied a good natter with a lovely group of humans. So morning, Jasmine, Georgia, Pal, Khadija. How are you?
Morning. Yeah, I'm all right. How are you?
Not too bad. If I was thinking about my internal weather, here we go, ladies, I would probably be feeling a bit like a really well-built snowman. Yeah, you know, when you look outside and you look at the snow and you think, cool, that's quite nice. Yeah, that's what I'd be feeling before it melts and becomes icy and treacherous. Yeah, how are you all feeling today?
I'm not feeling great today. I feel physically exhausted. I don't know, this week I've had some really tough days. So I guess my internal weather, I'm gloomy, I'm grey, the clouds are getting blacker and blacker around me. There's a thunderstorm coming, I can feel it in my bones.
Oh dear. What about you, Georgia? How are you feeling today?
I would say that I feel like a cloudy night.
A cloudy night.
Cloudy night. I'm so tired.
Oh,
I'm so very tired.
you need to have an afternoon nap.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll book one in.
Pal, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling, I don't know, would you say like clear sky kind of weather, just calm?
Yeah. Calm is good. Khadija?
I'd say partly cloudy, not fully, but just because I'm feeling a bit tired. But I think as the day goes on, I'll feel better.
Excellent. So tea and toast has kind of two functions. One of them is where we talk about particular themes. I know that we've been talking about mental health, we've talked about community, and we're going to continue to talk about community in a little while. But it's also a chance for us to have a natter if something has happened in the news, something has kind of grabbed our attention. And yesterday we had some big news. So the big news is that if you go to school and you were looking forward to going back after the February half term, your hopes were dashed. Yeah, that was taken away. What the government said is that the earliest you may go back would be the 8th of March. So I guess I just wanted to kind of remind people of that language. So the language is earliest. And we need to be mindful of that so we don't build ourselves up for the 8th of March. Yeah? Yesterday, 1,700 people, 1,700 people died. We've overgone the 100,000 mark for COVID dying. This is significant, isn't it? It actually made my mum cry when she heard that 100,000 people had died. She's just inconsolable. I'm sure mum too, Jasmine. I don't know if I call it that. In case you don't know, we're sisters. So I just needed to share my mum with her. And I don't know whether we've all given ourselves to kind of reflect on that and the impact of it, and to remind ourselves that we shouldn't want our children to go back to school until it's safe for everybody, because this government is giving us a false narrative. It's trying to get us to go back to places before we're ready. Surely, I don't know how you all feel, none of us should be sending our children back to school until the cases are below 1,500.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that. I hear what you're saying. And I said, I don't know, I think it was in yesterday's Tea and Toast. I said, you know, it's got to be safe. And when the children go back, that's got to be it. We can't have this back and forth. But I think, just speaking as a parent myself, I mean, I never really thought that February was going to happen anyway. You know, I never sort of had my hopes pinned on the children going back after February half term, because I just thought with the numbers and everything, it seems very unrealistic. But, you know, when Boris said that yesterday, I actually got my phone out and counted on my calendar how many weeks it is till the 8th of March. And as of yesterday, that was 5.5 weeks. And I just think to myself, another 5.5 weeks of homeschooling is just, makes me feel very
It's really hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
But again, I would remind people, I don't know, I feel a bit echoey there. I would remind people of this, which is if you're struggling, stop. There's nothing that the teachers can't catch up on.
Mm.
What we need more is children to be emotionally well. You will never get this time again with your children where you get to spend so much time with them. Yeah. So if the English is getting on your nerves, put away that worksheet and read a book together. If you can't, you get to a stage where you feel like you're going to strangle your children and they're going to strangle you, get yourselves out of the house and do your PE by running and skipping down the road. Yeah. Preferably.
Oh, there she is. There's my mum. Hi, Mum.
Great. Oh, how exciting. She was going to send me a message when she was done the tea, but she's done it. I feel all blessed. I shall make her look up later. I don't make her really walk up the stairs all the time. That's really mean. But it is about giving yourself permission to stop. Yeah, and we do that quite a lot at Community Courtyard. So, for example, we were just talking earlier about the past few Wednesdays at Tea and Toast have been about mental health. But actually, the person who was going to lead on that is taking some time out. So, should we continue with something we're not experts in? No, we'll stop. Yeah, so it's been brave and bold, and you know that I really like those two words: brave and bold, purposeful. These are my favourite words at the moment. Where we can actually just go, actually, what are we good at? Yeah, so when you're thinking as a parent who's teaching, what are you good at? If what you're good at is making cakes, make loads of cakes. There's science, there's maths, there's English in that. If what you're really good at is the technology stuff, gaming is okay. Don't be worried if your child really likes gaming. Yes, Steve, who's at Community Courtyard, he is always streaming, but he's having conversations with people from all across the world. Yeah, he's practicing his eye-to-hand coordination. He's looking about the science, the technology within it. Yeah. So sometimes we think there's negative, but there's really a positive. If all your child does is do colouring and drawing and painting, doesn't matter what they do, as long as they are doing. Yeah. So what's not good is to be in bed all day. Yeah, what's not good is to stay in your pajamas every day. It's good to have pajama days, but not every day. Yeah, and remember, we have a 5-rule thing, which is you can do it for day 1, day 2. But if you're doing this kind of not going out of your clothes for 5 days, then we realize that we're feeling a bit more than sad. Yeah, and that's the time to do something about it. Yeah, and when we've got a lack of daylight, a lack of going out, we're going to feel a bit gloomy. Yeah, because I know, like for Pal and Khadija at uni, you're walking from one lesson to the other, from one part of the campus to another. You're having that natural sunlight without you realising it. So you're walking from here to the kitchen or to the bathroom. That's not as daylight endorsing, is it? So you think going for your hour's walk is enough, and it probably isn't. Yeah? The other thing is that if you're a parent who's struggling and you need some help, please call us on 07 925 730 772. Message us on any social media, or you can, of course, email at theyard@communitycourtyard.org. We're always happy to talk through and find a solution for you and your family. Yeah, and we've done lots of that for people who've gone, actually, Bianca, I remember one mum saying to me, Bianca, the problem is their child, they're doing this live stuff, live class, but the mum was doing the answers. She was getting so frustrated that her child couldn't answer it quick enough, yeah, and get it done. She was actually doing it. I was like, no, stop. It doesn't matter how fast or how many answers your child gets. But the teacher needs your child to do it themselves to know whether what they're doing is working. If what is the other way around, then all that's happening is the teacher thinks, oh my goodness, all these children are marvellous. Yeah? So let your child fail. Failing is part of learning. Yeah? And it's a really entrepreneurial skill. There's that saying, isn't it? Fall 7 times, get up 8. The skill is to keep getting up. Yeah, and that's really important for children as well. It doesn't matter whether they get it right. Yeah, doesn't matter whether they can spell their name, write their letters right the first time. It's their ability to keep going. That's the important part. Yeah. So Jasmine and all other parents out there, we're feeling for you. But what we're glad is that you're all COVID safe. Yeah, and have to say, touch wood, in our family, we've managed to keep safe. And that's not the same because one of our team members, Luke, he has got COVID. And so if Luke, you're watching, you're probably not, but you might do later. If you fancy cheering yourself up, we're still thinking of you and hoping you get well. Because not only has he got COVID now, but another person in the household's got COVID. So it's a very contagious illness, isn't it? Also, did you see that the symptoms of the COVID, this new strain, have changed?
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Yeah, so it used to be if you had a lack of taste and a lack of smell, but that was one of the issues that you could tell that you had COVID. And now it's about a sore throat and fatigue and tiredness and headaches.
Oh, Georgia, me and you might have COVID. We're both shattered today.
I hope not.
No, I haven't got a sore throat. We're just exhausted with life.
It is exhausting, isn't it?
It is at the minute.
So if you've got any ideas about what you want to have a natter about on these Tea and Toast, please give the ladies here a shout out. They're happy to talk about anything within reason. Yeah, Pal's like, no, I'm not prepared to talk about that. See? But today we're talking about community. But I just wanted to start off with the COVID thing, give a shout out to parents. But a big reminder, wash your hands. Yeah, every time you come back into your house, wash your hands. Yeah, when you unload your shopping, wash your hands. Yeah, because you've got all the food from the supermarket and you don't know how many times it's been touched. So just make sure you wash your hands. Make sure you've got your face mask on, but make sure it's over your nose as well as your mouth. Yeah, and make sure that you're a cow between you and the next person. Well, not a sheep, Khadija. You're a grown cow. And I have to say that because I walk to the building, to the yard every day, I am pleased to see that more and more people are wearing face masks outside. So I think that's a really reassuring thing, but more and more people are taking it seriously. At the beginning, it was no one was wearing them, but now you can see people really beginning to take this seriously, which is really good news. So hopefully we will begin to see numbers go down. But also be mindful that we don't know how long the vaccine lasts. Yeah, we know that it's roughly 6 months. But that might mean that we have a nice summer like we did last year where we get to numbers of 6 and 15s. But in the winter, we might do a natural recurrence of this like we do with the flu. Yeah. So we need to just get our heads around that to help us with our mental and emotional well-being.
Yeah.
But we've got to dwell on that because the clear skies that Pell had, they'll turn into the thunder that Jasmine's already got. So let's see what else we can chat about. We're talking about community, and we're just thinking about what is community. What do you think community is, Khadija?
A group of people with similar traditions, or not even similar, just I don't know. Group of people.
Yeah, a group of people. They can be a group of people who live together. So we're a community in Northampton. Yeah, we're a community as a family unit. I'm a community of women. So here today, we're all female, recognised by our femininity. So we're a group of women. Yeah, that's a community. When you're at university, you're a community of students. So sometimes our profession links us. So our community is flexible, and sometimes we leave communities like relationships, religion, politics. Do you mean we might have a community there and we might decide that's not for us anymore? And sometimes we only identify one community at a time. Yeah, but our identity is quite complex, isn't it? Yeah, so anyone else has got a sister, I've got a sister, so I can relate to that community. Do you mean anyone else who is a parent, they can relate to that community? Yeah, so communities are things that we can relate to and are connected by. Yeah, so we are all on the planet, so we are all humans, so we begin with the community of humanity, which is a nice starting point, which is why things like the climate crisis is so important to all of us, and it's one of our concerns. But today we're not talking about the community of the world for you, because that's a whole different debate. But we're looking about what's happening in Northampton, what's happening on the internet, and this is where we obviously need some of your help as well. Also, I noted that Georgia has a non-female person behind her, and so therefore our community is infiltrated by Anne. God forbid. How very dare he. So we're going to have a look at what's happening in Northampton, things you can get involved with. But if you've got something that we don't know about, stick it in the chat. Let us know about it. Yeah, we want to shout out to all the awesome things that are happening in Northampton. And on that amazing note, I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of Pearl, Khadija, Georgia, and Jasmine. Wish you all a very good day. And stay safe, everybody. It's nice to see your faces this morning.
Nice to see you. See you later.
Bye.
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 Oh, there we go. Nice little introduction by Bianca for us this morning. Georgia, you can get it up on your screen today, can you?
Yeah, I did not realise it was going to share it. On live. I thought it was just going to be at the bottom there, but
I saw it come up. I was like, "Oh, Georgia's got the power today."
I've got the power. You know what? Those gremlins we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
The tech gremlins.
Yeah.
So I had a word with them last night, and I said, "Look, doing a tea and toast tomorrow. Don't mess things up for me. Get in my computer."
You've sorted them out. Sorted those gremlins out.
Yeah, I had words. I don't mind telling you, I had words. Firm
Good
words.
work. I like it. Good work. Okay, so as Bianca just touched on then, this morning, we're just going to have a quick chat about the current events, what's going on in Northampton at the moment. It's difficult to attend things or do things at the moment because we're not allowed out. We're not allowed to see people, but there are some things going on virtually that we can get involved in. And we just thought it'd be nice as a community to share some of these, because perhaps it's what people need at the minute when we're all feeling a bit down or a bit low, something to join in with or look forward to. I think always can really help lift your mood, can't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, now that we've got like lockdown 3 and there's probably gonna be lockdown 4, 5, 6 and 7, it'd be nice to be like, oh well, at least there's something I can do in a few weeks.
Definitely.
Something I put on my diary.
Definitely. Okay, so should we go to our first slide?
Yeah.
Oh, events at the Yard in 2021. So obviously we've got a new program running at the Yard at the moment. We've got lots of different things going on. I don't know if you've heard us speaking on previous Tea and Toast last week or yesterday. We have briefly mentioned some of it. Is this slide, are we going to go into it in a bit more? I haven't seen these slides yet.
That slide, so we might have to chat about each thing.
Okay. Have we got anything written down, or do I need to get it up?
I think you might need to get it up, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, just bear with me for a second whilst I get it up on my phone. And we can talk through what it all is.
So one thing that we do know about is the tea and toast like this, which are every Wednesday and Thursday between 10:30 and 11:30.
Yeah.
So that's something that me and Jasmine will be doing. And we'll be talking about everything from current events to stuff that's going on in Northamptonshire. We might touch on like self-help. We might touch upon hobbies and crafts. And what do you think, Khadija? What should we talk about?
Yeah, those events that you mentioned, I think they're good, like the crafting and stuff. And is this just at the Yard?
Yeah,
these events at the Yard right now.
Yeah.
What else is there? I would say the Yard camp, but I don't think that's happening anymore, is it?
It will be. I think it's just been put on hold just whilst Luke's obviously trying to get over COVID. I mean, So the tea and toast sessions, so as we spoke about just a minute ago, the Wednesdays were going to be purely based on mental health because we had someone who was leading on that, but unfortunately they've had to step away. So we're going to change up our Wednesdays a bit. So any ideas from anyone, what you'd like us to talk about? Georgia's just mentioned loads of brilliant ones there. Well, I mean, we'll be having a bit of a brainstorm before next week, won't we, Georgia? And yeah, having a chat about what Wednesdays could potentially look like. Or it may be that Wednesdays will be a day where we switch it up from week to week, depending on what's going on.
And if there's any organisations in Northamptonshire who want to join us on a Wednesday, we could have little chats with you about what you're doing with your organisation and how we can link in with you and how we can collaborate on that. So if you want to reach a new audience, then we have one that's ripe for the picking, don't we?
Absolutely, that's a brilliant idea. We'd love people to get in touch. At the Yard, we're all about collaboration. We want to, promote every small sort of organisation, not just the small ones, the big ones, but there's so much going on in Northampton that sometimes people don't know about. And so any way that we can sort of raise people's profiles is that it's what we want to do. So yeah, reach out to us if you've got an organisation or you do something that you'd like to reach a wider audience. We can perhaps help deliver that via one of our tea and toasts. So yeah, we've got tea and toast on a Wednesday and a Thursday. We have our monthly conversation starters on a Wednesday afternoon, 12:30. They're the last Wednesday of every month. So we did our first one yesterday, didn't we, Georgia? That was on loneliness.
That was on loneliness. That was really good. We ended up going over time. So we were really stressed out, weren't we? Because we were like, how are we going to talk for an hour and a half? About this subject, and will we be able to get through it? Are we going to get to like 45 minutes in and then just have nothing left to say and be like, okay, just have to lag it for another 45 minutes? But no, we actually went over time, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. It was great, and we had some great people watching who were really adding some real valuable content to the discussion, weren't they? So that was fantastic. So we don't know what our one in February is going to be yet. We're going to start to have a bit of a brainstorm and think about that. But once we know, and we've got a plan, we will sort of publish it online. So if it's something that you feel that maybe you're interested in and you want to be part of that discussion, you can come on with us and, take part. Or if you think of an organisation that's really relevant to what we're talking about, again, get in touch and you can become involved in it with us, because as we said yesterday, the more people involved in a conversation, the better the conversation is going to be, because everyone has different opinions and different perceptions, so it's really interesting to find out people's different thoughts on things. So that's the Yard program. That's really community. The only other thing that we have a story time on a Monday evening, and that's from 7 till 8. And that's something that you can just watch live online on Facebook. And that's really nice if you're into, what was the book you were doing this week? Was it K. Tempest? Yeah. Is that finished now? Are you moving on to another one? Or?
Yeah, we've finished that one now. We're going to move on to another one.
Oh, cool. So yeah, it's a new book on Monday. So if you fancy joining in with that, you just go online to our Facebook page and it will be live on there for you to join in with. Okay, so moving on to the Yard program and for the youth element of it. Tuesday evenings we have crafting stories, that's 7 till 8, and then on Wednesdays we have Drama Rama, that's from 10 till 11. So if you're interested in drama, or you're interested, what's the exams that they're doing called?
LAMDA, isn't it?
LAMDA. If you're interested in getting involved in any of that, so Drama Rama on a Wednesday is 10 till 11, and then a Thursday and Friday, 3:30 till 4:30. So if drama's your thing and you're missing perhaps not being able to get to your local drama group, or obviously because you can't meet up face to face, or it's just something you fancy just, trying out for the first time, that's a really lovely thing to do. We have Crafternoons with Sophia. So I love this one because obviously mental health at the moment is such a huge thing. And for a lot of people, crafting really helps with your mindfulness and, your self-care. So Sophia from the Creator Educator, she does a Crafternoon with the Yards, and that's on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 till 4. At the beginning of the...
Sorry. Did you do crafting yesterday?
Yeah, we did that. We made like letters with like wool, like what were they called again? Yarn letters.
Yarn letters, yes.
Yeah.
Can you show us your yarn letter?
Have you got them there?
Yeah, I've got mine. Could
show us your...
Oh.
Yeah, it's not finished yet, but
I like that. Good. But yeah, with the afternoons, if it's something you feel like you want to get involved in, you can. I think Sophia publishes at the beginning of the week what materials you need. If you've got them at home, great. But if you haven't, it's something that we could post out to you. So you just need to drop us a line and we'll get that posted out to you. And then you can join in with the Crafternoons with Sophia if that's something that takes your fancy. And then the yard camps, they're just sort of on hold until, because Luke's our fitness guru. He's actually a trained personal trainer. So he is running yard camps, but obviously, as Bianca mentioned earlier, he's actually got COVID at the moment. So they will be taking place just as soon as he's up and well again. And they'll be on Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays. And there's 2 sessions of those. There's an afternoon one, 4 till 5, and there's an evening one of 7:30 till 8:30. So yeah, but they're just on hold just for the time being until hopefully, fingers crossed, Luke makes a speedy recovery. Yeah, and that's sort of the bulk of our programs. There's quite a few things going on there to get involved in if you're looking for something to do or you're struggling. We've got quite a good program going on, haven't we, ladies?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's something for everyone, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's move on to our next slide. Go on, Georgia. You tell us about this one.
Yeah, I'll tell everyone about this. So we have a togetherness monthly quiz. So we had our first one. We had our second quiz on, was it Saturday just gone?
Yeah.
And it was amazing. So we had big up Gav Mac. He was the quiz master. So he's from 2 Up Top Football?
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. So he did the quiz for us, and out of 70. So everyone here knows, but think of a number. If you knew that there were 70 questions in a quiz, what do you think that I would get? So I ended up getting 3 correct questions out of 70 in total. And everyone was going, before everyone was going, oh, you can't do worse than me. Bianca said that. She got, what, 16, 19? So
Yeah.
I thought you can't get worse than me. So I got the lowest, as you can imagine. Everyone else did brilliantly.
It was hard, though. It was hard. I think I got 22, didn't I? I say
yeah, you did really well, Jasmine.
Henry knew all the rugby answers, so that's where I picked up my points in the rugby round. Apart from that, I didn't know anything. Yeah. But it was good fun. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun, and so we brought the community together. There was loads of people doing it. There's loads of people watching. So yeah, we do that every month. So we haven't got a date yet for February. But once we do, we'll post that, I'm sure, on all the channels, and everyone's invited to get involved and to come along. I think next time we'll probably do it on like film or something that's a little bit more accessible, and I might get more than 3 correct answers. So yeah,
you're not alone there. I didn't do well either.
No,
Oh yeah, let's just keep it quiet.
Okay, we won't ask. Yeah, you got like 30 correct, didn't you, Khadija?
No, nowhere near.
No, you did, didn't you?
You did.
No.
Yes, you did. We remember talking.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
But yeah, as soon as we know the date of that, we'll let everyone know, and then hopefully, you know, it's just a nice thing to do on a Saturday night because there's not a lot else you can do apart from watch telly. So it just sort of breaks up the monotony, doesn't it, of your weekend? So that was good fun. Okay, should we move on to our next slide? Oh, Pink Rooster. I don't know about this. Who knows about this?
Yeah, so I know about Pink Rooster. I know bits and pieces. So Pink Rooster are an organisation in Northamptonshire who do a lot of like sound therapy classes and seminars, and they do sometimes they do like a series of free videos and things like that you can kind of sign up for. So I did one a couple of weeks ago, I think it was now, and it was this like sound meditation, and there was this lady and she had what do they call them, the bowls.
The bowls?
Yeah, the bowls, you know, the bowls, and then they've got the thing and it goes around and it's like
absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Bowls, like the singing bowls.
Singing bowls?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I don't.
What are they
I
called?
don't know the name though.
the bowls, and they're like singing bowls, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, see, I'm not. Hell knows what I'm talking about.
I've absolutely no idea.
Bowls, they're like they're like Tibetan.
I'm going to have to Google this when we come off live because I've never heard of anything such.
They're like music bowls.
Music bowls?
Yeah, like music bowls, singing music bowls with the thing that goes around it.
No, you've lost me there. But you know, I believe you, but you completely lost me.
Okay. Well, I don't know what they're called, but they're the bowls that sing. And it was really relaxing because she was like talking through, you know, the breathing techniques, and things like that. And she had the singing bowls. Someone's going to put in the comments, "You absolute idiot, they're called X." And then I'll be like, no, it's singing bowls. That's how they're widely known, you know. Yeah, the singing bowls. And yeah, it was really relaxing. It was like an hour, but it didn't feel like an hour.
Yeah.
And that was really, really good. I almost fell asleep.
Do you just Google the Pink Rooster then, and you can find out what's?
Yeah, so they have. I believe it's pinkrooster.org, but I'm going to check that now. Pink Rooster. And then they also have. Yeah, that's what it is. It's pinkrooster.org, and they also have a Facebook group. Facebook page, and they also have an Instagram, and yeah, they do lots of good stuff. And if you have an organisation, they can help you they can sort of like deliver these sort of classes and seminars and stuff to your organisation.
Yeah,
so yeah,
that sounds really good. Awesome. So yeah, check out Pink Rooster if it sounds like something you might be interested in being involved in. Definitely.
I know what you're on about now, Georgia.
What they're called?
It's from, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Did you just Google it, Lisa?
Yeah, I did.
What's it called? Sorry.
She doesn't know.
Well, it just says different. There's like different ones.
Yes, those.
Okay.
Yeah, those.
I know what you mean.
The thing that goes around it.
Yeah.
Because I just typed in singing bowl and it came up.
Exactly. See? Everyone knows they're called singing bowls.
Singing bowl. Yeah, there's like different Tibetan, chakra, clearing Tibetan singing bowl.
I can't believe it's actually called a singing bowl. I was completely just.
Yeah, I can type it in and see if it does come up.
That's amazing. I'm sure they do have actual names, but singing bowls will do for now.
We're going to call it a singing bowl from now on.
Yeah, it's a singing bowl. You know, that's a slang.
Yeah. All right. Shall we move on to our next one? Okay. Yeah. Everyday English. So Everyday English is a company that teach English as a second as a second language, isn't it? So they used to, obviously before the pandemic, you could go and have classes in various different locations. They're actually sort of under the umbrella with Community Courtyard. They were going to be having their English lessons in the yard on our top floor. Obviously, that pandemic, they are running live Zoom English lessons. So if you know someone who really wants to learn English isn't their first language, they'd like to get involved in that, get in touch with Everyday English. Do you know what the website address is, Georgia, for that? Is it just www? I'm not sure.
I think it's everydayenglish.org.uk.
Cool. So if you know anyone, or if you fancy, if it's yourself and English isn't your first language and you'd like to get better at speaking the language, or I think you can even do some qualifications, you get some sort of certificate, don't you? If it's God, my words aren't coming out today. I'm sorry, I'm so tired, but I just don't feel my brain's working today, guys. I do apologize. What am I trying to say? Like it's a not graded, but you do a course and you come out with a sort of qualification that you've learned English to a certain sort of level. So and which is then recognized if you're then moving forward, and you need to, when you're going for a job or something like that. So yeah, check out Everyday English if it's if anyone, yourself or anyone you know, would like to learn or improve their English a bit more.
And they do a conversation cafe, don't they? I think before lockdown, of course. And I think it's to do with like you can just sort of go in, hang out and sort of learn English by sort of talking to people, in like a relaxed atmosphere. Because I mean, I'm English is my first and only language. I don't know any other languages at all. But I can imagine that being able to go somewhere where you can just sort of relax. And just kind of
formal.
Yeah, like you're not on the spot. There's not like low pressure. It's not like, oh, hello, now you need to speak fluent English to me right now. Otherwise, like you can just kind of figure it out, and listen and sort of learn that way. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if they're doing those over Zoom or not at the moment, but perhaps you could always drop them a message. They've got a Facebook page. Or go onto their website and drop a message. But yeah, I know for sure before lockdown, they were having their conversation cafes in, trying to think of what that place was called. It's on the Market Square. As you come out the Grosvenor Centre, it's like on your left. It's like a bar/restaurant. It's really nice.
Sapato's?
Yeah, Sapato Lounge. That's it. They used to hold them in there. And I know there are quite a few people sort of come along there. So hopefully once, lockdown's over, they will start up again, but they may be doing something by, like a Zoom one or something. So it's worth getting in touch if you feel like it's something you may be interested in. Okay. Shall we move on to our next one?
Yeah.
Oh, no, not yet. Is these gremlins back?
Oh, is it there now?
Yeah, it's there now. So yeah, at the minute there's loads of virtual tours going on. So on here it says you can go down going down the tube, the abandoned bits of the underground, the virtual tour of Gaudi's Barcelona, Beasley Designs of the Year 2020 multi-sensory tour. They're just a few. I've seen loads of this advertised online recently. A lot of them keep getting sort of promoted because I think a lot of the ones being advertised sort of for children, you know, if they're doing a subject in, for example, you know, London, like you say, the tube and stuff. But the people are putting on a lot more of these at the minute, aren't they? Because obviously the museums and everything, they nowhere can open. And if that's something you're interested in, it's a really nice way to spend an hour or so is by doing a virtual tour.
I'm really excited about these virtual tours in 2021 because, like you've just said, museums and leisure and tourism, a lot of these places, they literally cannot open. I mean, it's like against the law for them to open. And so they've, of course, suffered a lot of financial hardship and loss, you know, people being laid off, that kind of thing. And so these virtual tours kind of allows for a little bit of, you know, funds, money to go back into the company or whatever, because they can say, you know, £1 a ticket, you know, or £2 a ticket. And it's not so much that you're paying for the ticket, it's more like you're sort of donating towards...
It's a donation, yeah.
Yeah, it's more like a donation. So sometimes they'll say, like, you know, here's a link, donate whatever you feel. And then you can kind of say, you know, so for some days you might be like, oh, okay, I can put a tenner in today. And other days you might be like, I can only put in £1.
Yeah.
But, you know, and so there you can, like, learn new things.
Helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
And £1 you can afford. It all, you know, it all helps in the bigger picture.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you then have a really good experience, and then you can tell your friends and your family and, you know, spread it on your social media, and then suddenly when they do their next event, they might have a lot more people turning up who put in £5, £10, you know?
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah, they look really great. So that's something just to give a Google. I mean, there's definitely more, you know, we've just given a sample of some there. There's lots more going on. And if there's somewhere that you like to visit normally and you're not been able to because of COVID, Google, see what they're doing, because lots of places are having to be a bit more creative and inventive to try and get a little bit of income in during these hard times. So yeah, just have a look and see if there's anything you fancy doing, because again, it's a little bit of a relaxation, switch off from every day doing one of those virtual things, isn't it? It makes you sort of forget everything else going on, a bit of me time, when it's something that you're interested in. So yeah, definitely recommend doing one of those. Okay.
Helen, Khadiza, have you seen any virtual tours or anything that you'd be interested in?
I didn't actually know about that, but now that you've mentioned it, I think that's quite interesting. I might search it up after.
Yeah, I might have to look into it more. First time I've heard it. It's quite interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facebook is a really good place to find stuff like that.
I mean, a little bit off topic. It's not an event going on because my son's due to go to secondary school in September, and obviously normally you go around and look all around the schools, but because of COVID we weren't allowed, so we had to do virtual tours of all the secondary schools, which was really bizarre, but it's better than nothing, isn't it? At least it's, you know, you got to see it. So yeah, we did all virtual tours for those, but yeah, there's loads of these virtual tours going on, and like I just said, people were really trying to be a bit more creative to get people, you know, a bit more involved in their different things going on. So yeah, definitely check those out if you can.
We had that for uni as well, just to show like the COVID measures and everything as well.
Did you?
Before we actually went back, yeah.
Did they send that to you, or did you just have to go online and look at it yourself?
I think they sent an email about it, yeah.
They sent an email and they also posted it on their social medias.
Okay.
Just because some people didn't feel like comfortable coming back in face to face, you see.
Oh, that's good. That's good that they did that. Yeah. It's the way of the world at the minute. Everything's virtual.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we move on?
And this is our last slide.
Oh, okay. So what events do you know about? I'm trying to think. Does anyone know of any events going on? What about, are uni doing anything at the moment? Like, do they do any sort of quizzes or any events for the students to sort of get involved in? Or
I don't know if you know, Pell, but I think they used to do that, with the student union and stuff. But I know that they have like virtual stuff for like interview skills and like stuff to do with the education, like for that,
okay.
and just to know more about your future career, stuff like that, and also help on like student finance, because I think people are interested in that. So I know that they've got that on their website.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. But nothing sort of more of a social, because obviously as students, you're on the social side.
I don't know about you, but I couldn't find anything to do on like that you have now.
Yeah, no, during the beginning, like the first lockdown, there were quite like a few things going on.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's like the problem is people getting involved. So due to not many people getting involved, they probably
they used to have movies and stuff like at the that building that they had. But obviously now I don't know if they do that anymore.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult.
It's a shame. Yeah, that's the thing. That you have to have the uptake of people wanting to do it for it, I guess, for it to be worthwhile for the university. But it's a shame because, it is, I guess, we're all missing out on things. But I guess like university students, you're really missing out on the lifestyle of being away at uni, aren't you? All the fun stuff that you should be getting up to. You're not able to. So yeah, it's a real shame, but hopefully we'll get there. Georgia, do you know of any of other events going on? I don't actually think I do.
Yeah, I don't really know about that many events. I mean, obviously we've said in this chat that the yard has got loads of things on. Like, honestly, I've had since sort of joining the team, helping me with this and whatever. I've had such a busy week. Like doing crafting stories, doing the tea and toast, doing the conversation starters. There's and then there's the yard camp. There's the gaming. I think that Luke does.
There's not enough hours in the day to do it all, is there?
Yeah. So I think if you're sitting there now, if you're sitting there watching this at home, and you're thinking, do you know what? I just want something to do. Then look no further, because the yard has something for everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And if you want any further like information about them, or you just want to have a chat with us, if you're feeling a bit, you might want to join in, but you're a bit anxious or a bit nervous about it, you can always contact any of us and have a chat, and we'll talk you through it before, getting involved. That's not a problem. But yeah, there's loads going on. There's absolutely loads going on. And it's just finding what suits or fits you, really. What would be really great, anyone watching, if you know of any events going on within the next few weeks or months, let us know, because then we can sort of talk about it on here and let other people know. Because I think that's the problem half the time. It's hard to get people in the know about what's going on, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's there's a problem with trying to. I mean, I feel like some people, it's hard to get people to get into stuff and sort of get engaged and things like that. And then sometimes you really want to get engaged, but you can't find anything going on. And so it's a bit of one and the other, isn't it?
Yeah. So let's all try and help each other. If you know of something going on, let us know and we'll talk about it. And if we find something going on, we'll talk about it and let you guys know. And hopefully, it won't be for much longer. And at some point soon, we'll be able to do things in the real world and see each other face to face, which will just be amazing. Cannot wait. Okay, right then, ladies. I think that sort of concludes us today for our community events and what's going on. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you, Pearl. Thank you, Khadija and Georgia.
Thank you.
Have a great day. So don't forget this afternoon's Crafternoon at 3:00 with Sophia, if you fancy that. And if not, we'll see you all guys next week for our next Tea and Toast. But stay safe, take care, and we'll see you all soon. Bye.
Stay safe. Bye.
Bye.